What's up, my fellow real estate investors and individuals that are looking into Airbnb? These are 5 things you need to know before investing into Tulum, Mexico. All right, let's start off with the good stuff. Let's talk about the amenities of your Airbnb unit in Tulum, Mexico. You guys need to have a rooftop pool. Like I said, a rooftop pool is absolutely necessary when you're setting up your Airbnb unit in Tulum, Mexico. Here's the reason why. You guys need to be able to not only separate yourself apart, but you need a wow factor that you guys can market and leverage when you're setting up your Airbnb unit. Guys, everyone knows about Tulum now. People are coming and investing and putting up new buildings and putting up new villas and properties. And how do we compete when our amenities don't have that wow factor? So make sure that the building that you guys are putting your Airbnb in has a rooftop pool, a grill area as well, so people can not only have a good time, but possibly gather up with friends, maybe do some sort of barbecue, and also have a beautiful sunset or early morning view where they can go and relax in the pool and start off their day. I know that's something that I enjoyed, and I was able to get this amazing picture in one of the Airbnb units that I stayed in. All right, so drum roll. Number 2, the second thing that you guys need to have with your Airbnb unit are concierge services, guys. Concierge service meaning private chef, private driver, excursions, the whole 9 yards. Your Airbnb needs to be an all-inclusive mini resort for your guests. Now, what this does is allows you to not only bottleneck your process of sales or profit margins, but this also allows you to gain a better relationship with your guests throughout their entire stay. One thing that I was missing through a couple Airbnbs that I personally stayed at in Tulum was that personal feel like I was getting taken care of. I had to figure out everything myself. I didn't know where the cenotes were. I didn't know where, the best way to get to the beach. I love fishing. I didn't know where to go for fishing. I had to figure out all of these things myself. It was absolutely annoying. And, if I wasn't such a sociable person, I might not have had a great experience in Tulum, Mexico. And the majority of people aren't going to do what I did. I was running around, talking to random people, talking to strangers, just figuring things out. So you want to make sure that you have an all-inclusive Airbnb. And I promise you, 90% of people that have Airbnbs in Tulum are not doing this. So that's going to set you apart and also allow you to get better reviews and healthier reviews, which is then going to turn into more revenue for you and your family. All right, Trace, thing number 3 that you guys need to know about Tulum, and it's something that I completely overlooked, was providing transportation for your guests. Making sure that you guys have connections with rental companies. I even rented a ATV. I also rented out, a little scooter as well, right? Like, you guys can offer through WhatsApp these various packages or various rentals, sometimes for $5 a day, all the way up to $10 to $20 a day. Now, if you guys want to add something extra on top of that, that's up to you. I personally wouldn't recommend it. I would say for the transportation, make it as easy and seamless as possible for your guests. But that is something that they're definitely going to need, guys. There are tons of dirt roads, areas that are not, truly developed, that they're going to be wanting to travel to, especially when it comes to the cenotes and other excursions, and they need transportation. Once again, going back to, you don't want your guests having to figure everything out for themselves, and that's what me and my company does for individuals that we help set up Airbnb units for in Tulum. So that is very, very important. Make sure that you have connections. Make sure that you give them resources so that they can get transportation, a rental car, whatever the case is, so they can get around during the trip. All right. Okay. Thing number 4 that you guys need inside of your Airbnb unit in Tulum to make sure that you guys blow the blow the competition out of the water, and also stay extremely profitable as well. You have to know the vibes. There are some times where people are going to reach out to you on your Airbnb listings and ask you, hey, what is there to do before they book? It just could be an inquiry. Hey, looking to stay for a week. Do you recommend anything? I guarantee you they're going to go with the individual that knows where to have a good time. The individual that has 4 or 5, 6, 7 different places that they can list off. One of the places that's very popular, Taboo. It's a beach club. You guys can go there, have a good time along the strip as well. There are other beach clubs. Just having just a small reference point, can go a really, really long way, for individuals that are coming to Tulum, because sometimes these people come for birthdays, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, or just a really good vacation. And 9 times out of 10, if they're staying in Tulum, they're going to want to go to the beach club at some point in time. So make sure you guys have resources. Make sure you guys, know the managers, or have the WhatsApps of maybe some of the staff members, so that they can get plugged in and they could talk to those people directly, versus showing up, they're not on the guest list, they don't really know how to book. It's different, guys. Like, don't just assume that your guest already knows how to navigate through an area that you are obviously the expert in. They're staying with you. They're paying you to stay in this area. So they're going to be looking to you for all the resources, all the connections. So make sure that you guys have those resources and connections available, so that you can ensure that your guests have a great freaking time. All right, number five. What you need. What you need inside of an Airbnb in Tulum. Now, this sounds so freaking simple. You need water. Guys, in Tulum, a lot of the water is not drinkable. We got to remember, this isn't a fully developed country yet. This isn't a fully developed destination. And you can find these water jugs in the local grocery stores, or the small markets, or even when you go into town, into like small towns, there are places that literally only sell water. So these waters are not in like a little water bottle. They're in these big, 4 or 5 gallon, 6 gallon tanks, and they're pretty cheap. You can get a jug of water, or a tank of water, anywhere from $2.50 USD to $5 USD. Put a couple of those inside the unit so the individuals can have water to brush their teeth, drinking water as well. You do not want the guests using their tap water system when it comes to brushing their teeth or anything. The water that they have, for the most part, is only used for showers, bathing, and washing your hands. That is it. So make sure that you guys get water jugs immediately. I was in an Airbnb unit. It was 3 stories, beautiful rooftop penthouse. Like, it was a vibe. But guess what? We had no freaking water, man. I'm like, okay, I can't go to the fridge and just grab a cold glass of water. It was hot, the AC was working, but at the same time, you have to stay hydrated in Tulum. People don't talk about this enough. You have to stay hydrated. And the last thing that you want are your guests frantically searching around for water. And it's something that's so simple, but if you don't have it, they're not going to be able to brush their teeth. They're not going to be able to. I've even heard of some individuals that only want to wash their face with clean water. So with that being said, guys, make sure that you add that to your unit. These are 5 things that I know will set your Airbnb unit apart, outside of like simple things like pictures and setup and being fancy and all that type of stuff, adding theme units and all that, like, outside of all that. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I hope it helped you understand a little bit things that may be different from the US and other places, when it comes to setting up your Airbnb, and make sure that your guests have a great time. Guys, it's different. It's a different market than being in California, or Miami, or Houston, or Atlanta, or anywhere else that you have your Airbnb set up. Guys, always remember that every area, especially in a completely different country, has its own way of doing things. So you guys want to make sure that you're ahead of the learning curve, and make sure that you stand out, and make sure that you guys are experts in these areas. If you guys need help or want more videos or more trainings, guys, go ahead and hit me up. or go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're going to be dropping more videos for international areas that you guys really don't know about, but can be very profitable for you and your Airbnb business. You guys need any more help? Shoot me a text. Let me know, and somebody will be with you shortly, or comment below.